Hi guys! So for this week's Getting to Know Me, you probably don't know this, but back in, wow, it's been 5.5 years, that I started this journey. And the journey that I started was really bringing my health back into check, and I lost 100 pounds in 3 years. So I started in the summer of 2012 when I was away at my internship, my senior internship at SUNY Geneseo. And if you don't know, the landscape of that area is very hilly, very valley hill area. So I had to walk up a hill every single, like a very steep hill every single time I wanted to go to the main street. And like when the internship like first started, I would probably have had to like stop like 6 times just to catch my breath. By the time the summer ended, excuse me, I could just walk up the hill without any issues. And so that kind of definitely catapulted me getting healthy. I'll show pictures of before and after. So throughout the next 3 years, very slow, very steady. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of times where I plateaued and I would be at a certain weight for months on end until, you know, I changed something. Whether it be being more active, you know, my diet, what I ate, which is my diet, just changing up my calorie intake. You know, I did everything and anything within like that 3-year period of just change. And so I finally lost the 100 pounds officially in August of 2015, and I kept at that weight up until December of 2015, and then after that, you know, I gained 5 pounds. So when I first started, I was 255 pounds. And so when I finally lost the weight, I was down to 150, 155. I was in that range. And then during the winter, during, you know, the holidays, I went up to 160. And so I would average in between 160, 165 for like a whole year. But then I went to being a vegan, which probably was a really, at the time I thought it was really good. It could like keep me concentrated on items that I can and can't eat, because I started noticing that I was eating a lot more cake pieces at my old job, because during the summer we had weddings like every single weekend, and at weddings, what do you have? A wedding cake, and you know, there's pieces that, surprise surprise, you can't hand out to the guests because they're gonna complain. So there would be a heaping mound of scraps. You know, it's very easy after like an 8, 10, 12-hour shift, especially if it's a very busy day and you're asked to come in early, you're gonna start picking at the pieces, and that adds up. Let me change. Nope. There we go. So that was the reason why. Oh, too bright. There we go. That's why I decided to go vegan, so I could just keep in check with not eating the cake pieces when I was at work. So I was vegan from June of 2016 until maybe April of this year, and after like switching from being vegan to back to being a vegetarian, I gained 20 to 30 pounds. And, you know, that was, I'm not gonna lie, that was utterly heart-crushing for me, because I spent 3 years working hard to lose 100 pounds, and then I gained 20 to 30 pounds. And, you know, right now I'm at 190. And so it's definitely really hard. But I know that I want to get back down to 160. And so, you know, it took me 3 to 4 months to gain that weight. It's going to take me 6 to 8 months to lose it. So right now I'm going back to what I used to do during that 3 years, which is a 5-pound goal, which is, so right now at 192, I want to get down to 190 and then go from there. So 185, once I get down to 185, I'll start working on 180, and then, you know, so on and so forth until I get back down to 160. But, you know, for the past couple of weeks, I haven't been feeling the greatest, and right now it's like crunch period for the end of the semester, where we have a lot of assignments due. So I haven't really been going to the gym, and I know that's like a really lame excuse, but when I know I'm not going to the gym right now, I definitely try very hard of what I eat, and so I keep that part in check. The past couple of days, you know, I've been doing good, but when I go to the store and I'm just like, especially when I'm sick, not like physically being sick, like throwing up, like right now it's my sinuses, I just want comfort food. And, you know, at Whole Foods, they have my 2 favorite chips there. One is Cheese Puffs. I love Cheese Puffs, not gonna lie. I have evidence of when I was like 3 years old, reaching over a table during my daycare's like nursery school's Christmas show that my dad videotaped, with me reaching over, like extending my arm as far as I could go to get Cheese Puffs. And then another one, it's Pop Chips. It's kind of like the Special K chips in the States. So, you know, those are my 2 favorite things, and I'm not gonna lie, I could just down a whole entire bag, but if I eat a whole entire bag, like, I'm like, it's a day when, like, I know it's bad to say, I have not had that much to eat. So I definitely keep that in check, and I know that I gotta watch with that. And so one of the things that I noticed when I first came was I was eating a lot more ice cream and a lot more pastries than I normally did. And so I'm like, I can't do that. So, except for yesterday, I had beignets, which that's probably what I'm gonna write my blog about. They're good, but beignets are best right out from being cooked in the fryer with powdered sugar, fresh, hot, piping steam, and it's just, and like chocolate ganache to like dip in. That is the like best way to eat them. So they were good, but I'm not gonna get them again unless I heat them up. But then that would melt like everything with it. So yeah, I know what my trigger foods are, so I don't have any of that stuff here, which is probably why I like just eat all that stuff right away. So like ice cream, I don't have that in my flat. Chips, I don't have that in my flat because I just eat them right away. There's like pastries, don't have that here. Except for like last Tuesday when I made cookies for my class for Halloween. I had some extra and I ate them. The cake part is a lie because I made a cake, little cake things, like a month or 2 ago, and I had them in the freezer. So I'll use them for Christmas. But like I haven't eaten them. I don't drink soda. I don't drink alcohol. I'm a very boring person. One thing that I have to watch out is my carb intake. Sorry for like the stuffiness. Oh. Sinuses suck. So it's definitely a process that I have to keep working on, and just if I have a bad day, I'll be like, you know what? I'm not gonna. That's one of the things that I'm really hard on, is that if I have a bad day, I will like, it'll just throw me off so bad where like getting back onto the train and everything's like the worst the next day. And I'm like, well, you know, I ate like this the other day, blah blah blah. So if like today, for instance, I had a little bit more carbs than I normally do, so I'll be mindful of that tomorrow and like the rest of the week, to just limit my bread intake, which I try to have bread once a day. And so I'll normally have that in the morning with my breakfast. So like I just got bagels so I can have an egg sandwich when I'm walking to class. So that'll be my bread for the day. But today, like I said, I'm sick. I wanted comfort food, and I went to Whole Foods to get lunch because, like I said, we have a lot of homework assignments that are due at the end of this month. And so I got some mac and cheese, some mashed potatoes, some lo mein, and peas. I didn't eat all of it. I think the only thing I really fully ate was the mac and cheese. I had some little bits of the other part. And then I got a bread, like a little sourdough roll. I didn't fully eat that either. So like I'm very self-aware of what I'm eating. I just have to, when I go to the store, be like, that's not worth it, you know, eat something else. So yeah, I mean, there are days where I'm good with what I eat, and then there are some days where I'm bad with what I eat. But then I try not to beat myself over it, with it. So once break starts at the end of this month, I'm definitely, hopefully, I will be so much better. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out with my back, because that it's not bothering me as much as it has in the past couple, like the past 2 weeks. I mean, today towards the end of my second class, because I have class for 3 hours, and so the first class I was fine because the chair and the desk, you know, it was perfectly fine. But where I was sitting and the desk, by the end of the 3 hours, my back was spazzing. And so right now I'm sitting with a heating pad on my back right now, because it you know, helps alleviate the spazzing. The only time my back actually really spazzes, that stinks, is like in the middle of the night, like 5 o'clock in the morning, when I still have like 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours of sleep, and it starts spazzing. So I just sleep with the heating pad next to me, and I just put it underneath my shirt and then just turn it on and lay on my back. But that, oh, sorry, I'm just stretching out my back. Oh. But last week it was an early signs of a UTI, which was really bad. That was painful. And then now with my sinuses. So during, there's something in the sleeve. So during winter break, I'm definitely going to start going back to the gym. I'm gonna have off, even though Cindy's gonna be here for a couple weeks. I mean, like let me just go to the gym for half an hour and just get my workout in. Next semester, I know my classes are Wednesday and Friday, so Wednesdays and Fridays, so I know which classes to take, get back into the rhythm, and just getting healthy again. And hopefully, you know, by the time I'm done with the program in September, I'll be back to the size that I want to be at, and, you know, just be healthy. And that I'm already saying this right now because this is what my goal is going to be for 2017. That was my goal for 2017. 2018, I'm going to focus on myself. I know that sounds very selfish, but I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to focus on my health, my happiness, opening myself up more. I'm an introvert. I hate being in big crowds. Even in my small little group for my projects, I feel awkward. I'm a socially awkward person. Like, on Friday nights, I'm just in my flat with my dog, watching Netflix and chill. And I know some people will be like, okay, like, I don't go to bars, so take that off because I'm not doing that. But just being more healthy and just more relaxed and just focusing on the stuff that makes me happy and not really worrying about what other people think, which I tend not to do, but it happens. I'm a human. Humans always kind of think of what other people think about them. So 2018 is gonna be all about me. So that's what it's gonna be. And for anybody out there that is trying to get healthy and trying to lose weight, don't give up, because there are a lot of times, like right now, I'll be like, oh my god, I'm yo-yoing back and forth between 191, 192, 193. But if you have that obstacle, think about what caused that. So like right now, if I've gained a pound, it's because I've had something that I shouldn't be eating, that I know that I'm not being active with the gym, so I have to watch what I eat, especially with being sick. I don't want to really do anything. I just want to stay inside and not do anything. So like being mindful of, if you go to the gym, then, you know, you can just Brooklyn is just right there. Yeah, what was I saying? Don't give up. It sucks, but don't give up, because I've seen people on Instagram that it takes them a year to lose a lot of weight, and then it took me 3 years to lose a lot of weight. You know, go at your own pace. People lose weight differently. I'd rather go slow and steady. Also, I hate going to the gym, but I love going to the gym for the classes. That's one of the big things. So I know that there are some classes that are ab or like centered. So I'll definitely be working on that. Do stuff that you love doing. I love going for walks. Brooklyn's just looking at something. Now that it's cold, you know, I can definitely take Brooklyn for long walks during the time off when Cindy's here, going for walks, just walking around. and just being mindful. Enjoy the stuff that you like doing. If you love going hiking and that's what you like find that makes you sweat, go for hikes. If you find that you love swimming and you know that's what you like to do and nothing else, then go for swimming. If you like going for long walks on the beach at sunset, go and do that. You know, each person has their own thing. Some people like being gym rats and spending all their time in the gym. You know, that's their thing. So, you know, just do what you want to do with it. But just remember, just don't give up. Because there have been a lot of times where I'm just like, I've gained the 30 pounds. I'm just gonna throw the towel in, because then I remember 3 years I never threw the towel in and I lost 100 pounds. So you can do it. I believe you. I believe in you. And also find a real reason why you want to do it. I did it because I wanted to better myself. I wanted to be healthy. I know my family's history of health and diseases and whatnot. So I tried. I want to prevent that. And that's getting to know me, that it took me 3 years to lose 100 pounds. I got off the trail and it stinks. Sorry, my sinuses. But, you know, I'm getting back on that trail. That was like a weird sign off. I've been like talking with my mom, so I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Bye.